So if you can hear me, please just type 111 and we can get started immediately. Hey, thank you very much. So this is Boom 500 and this is the weekly time frame. From this weekly time frame, we can see that Boom 500 is on a bearish move. The order flow is to the downside. And so the present market price, the present market position is here. And based on the knowledge of structures, we know that since market created an high, since there was an uptrust movement to create the high here, expect price to come down and take out this last low on the weekly, this last low. So we express that price will push through below this this last structural point. When price will give a movement like this, and then of course come back for a retest and probably maybe continue the bearish move or break structure to the upside, come back to retest, and then create the upward thrust. Depends on what price decides to do when it gets here. So let's go to the beginning, guys. This is the beginning. Let me use. So this is the beginning. If you check this weekly time frame very well, you will see that price created a kind of a consolidation here on a monthly time frame. But if you go to a lower time frame, and even on this time frame, if you check it well, you will see that price gave a structural movement pattern there. So what do I mean by that? This is a low, this is a high, this is a low, this is a high. Price broke out of this high. Price did what? Price broke out of this high, then came down to break structure. So price broke this last structural point also. There was a break of this last structural point and a retest happened. A retest happened. Retest to 78.6, which actually happens to be a week out of this liquidity. A week out of this liquidity, and then price gave another push to the downside. So price broke structure here, and this becomes our new range for this move. So price broke structure, came back up here. Let me see if there was a week out. This guy actually closed above the last structural point, which of course you feel it should give you maybe a retest down and then a continuous bullish momentum. But then price just dived down from this retest that happened, price dived down and broke structure to the downside again. So this guy got taken out, and then price closed here. See what happened here. Price closed below the structural point and gave us a short retest. Short, very, very short. I don't think it's even up to anything. Not even up to 50. Gave a short retest and then continued to dive downward. So let me go to a lower time frame to see what played out exactly. So still our structure. Anything outside structure is nothing. So high, low, break of structure to the high side, break of structure to the low side. So what happens here? In fact, when stuff like this happen, you've got to be very, very careful because you really don't know the direction of the market yet. You don't know if this actually happens to be a liquidity grab and then break of structure. If this happens to be a liquidity grab and then break of structure, then we're going to expect that price will just give us a retest down into this zone and then continues to sell. And then price did something like that, came into this last high and then sold down, but didn't break this structure. Price couldn't break this last low. Price couldn't break this last low. And then price went up, broke structure again. And then came down to retest. With the mind that, okay, by reason of this retest, this being our range, this being our range, okay, price broke out, came to retest 61.8. You're gonna expect that price will come up and break out of this, but price didn't do that. Remember, this happens to be the beginning of this asset. So this guy, at this particular point in time, I believe was just trying to find his way and his route around the chart system. But then what happened? Price didn't give us that push up. After this, price just came up a little bit and then came down, broke out of this zone. Broke out of this zone. So in this case, except you are trading maybe H1, H1 M30 time frame. If you want to be trading a higher time frame, you may not be able to see any viable trade here. Why? Because there are so many violations that happen here. But if you go to a lower time frame, maybe H1 or M30, from this swing, you will have higher highs and higher lows there. From this swing, you will have higher highs and higher lows there. From this swing, you will have higher highs and higher lows there. From this swing, you will have higher and higher lows there. Actually happens to be the major movement on the higher time frame, but it looks scattered. If I move this thing to weekly now, it gave us a clean structural movement. Low, high, low, break of structure, came back. Market price broke structure here, came back to retest, and then give us a downward push. Even if you want to trade this if you see this kind of formation on a lower time frame now, you notice a break of structure to the upside, break of structure to the downside, and then you notice this rejection. You just bring your fibs here, market broke structure, came back to retest. So Looking at the fix, price came to retest 78.6. You'll be looking to sell from here. Probably maybe this becomes your TP. You TP here. But if you go to maybe if you go back to the daily now, it looks disjointed kind of if you are looking at it from a daily. But if you go to a weekly time frame, you will know why price is doing what it's doing. You know what exactly is making price do what it's doing. Like what happened? Price range here and then give a push to the downside. So let's say we want to take this as a range. Price wicked out of here. Meanwhile, let me just tell you something here. When you are trading boom and crash, let's say you have a swing here, and then you've got another swing to the upside, you've got another swing downward, and you're expecting price to come somewhere around here. If I see a smart money play somewhere around here, I would prefer to put my stop loss somewhere above this place. So my stop loss can be few pips above the last high. Why? Because boom and crash, they do this very well. They weak out of that last structural point and still come back to close within the structure. So if you are a kind of higher time frame catcher, your entry will be somewhere around here, and your stop loss will be somewhere around here. And then price can come as far as this way and then still close within this space. But by then you would have been taken out. Then you now see that price now gives a strong bearish move. But then you're out of the market already. This is a benefit of lower time frame evidence. Lower time frame evidence. So if you notice, that's what has been happening here. And I think the same thing happened here. The same thing happened here. This guy didn't close below here. Yes, we are no. This guy closed within this structure. But wicked out this guy. See, wicked out these guys. But still closed within the move. Still closed within the move. Then dive down from there. So what happened? High, low, high, low, high, low, high. Break of structure. The break of structure happened here. Another move conversant with this guy, for those that trade that know QML well, is a QML pattern. Another move that is conversant with that I have noticed with this guy is that it gives a move like this. The high, high, then gives a low, and gives a push up high, then comes back here, comes back here, and even come down as far as this. Price is likely to respect this zone. Price is likely to respect this, especially for women, and then dive down. If price doesn't respect this zone, then price may likely go as far as playing any smart money concept that you find here. But I've noticed that this guy also plays out. Just come back to this zone and then this dive down. What happened? High, low, high, high, low, because price didn't break this place, created a new high and broke structure. So the break of structure actually happened here. So I haven't seen the break of structure. Bring out your fibs to determine your trading range. So our trading range is here. That's where our trading range is. And then price came to 61.8. Broke structure came to 61.8. Why did price turn back from here? One, two, break of structure. The price is likely to turn back, which actually happened. Let me see if the smart money concept happened there. Okay, this cube, price came to test this cube and then gave a new back to it. Gave a new low, broke this structure. You guys, you are seeing the same thing playing out. Broke this structure, came back to retest. So your fibs now comes here. This is our new trading range. Don't miss your trading range for anything. In fact, that's like the very, very important thing for you to take note of your trading range. So price came to 61.8 again. The same place price came to here. Price came to 61.8 again. And of course, we are seeing a cube here. We're seeing an imbalance here, which this guy actually came to fill. And then price dived down deeper. So the break of structure happened here. So where is our new range? Let me ask. Can someone tell me where our new range is? Now, where is our new range now? Where is our new range? Don't talk, we are not leaving.
Is that yeah, your clip is from the meeting.
You said?
Hello, sir. From where
I'm
your
with you,
clip
sir.
is and the meeting. How do I don't know how to point it now. From where your clip is, the downside and the upper side.
This becomes our new range, guys.
From yes, down to this way.
This
Yes,
becomes
sir.
our new range. Price broke structure again. And then what happened? Price gave a retest down to this breaker block. Still 61.8. still 61.8, and then price broke structure to the downside here. I haven't seen this. A new range then comes here. This becomes a new range. Price came back to touch 61.8, and then there is something exciting here. You can tell me what this is.
King order block.
King order block. King order block. Please noticing that this guy, it's scarce for it to come and feel imbalance, because I've been seeing quite a lot of imbalances being, like he's intentionally leaving imbalances, which is fine. We are studying the assets, so let's move on. The price came back to this king order block, which happens to be the 61.8 again, and then broke structure. The break of structure happened here, so this becomes our new range. Becomes our new range. Price came back to 61.8. I would have been expecting that these guys will be taken out. I would have been expecting that these guys will be taken out. But then, this is like the fifth time price will be turning back from 61.8. So that already creates a kind of a bias for me. I've been following this asset keenly from the beginning. So price broke structure again to the downside. So this becomes our new structural point. This becomes our new range. This becomes our new range. However, price came here, gave a kind of upward move and broke structure. Let me see. Price broke structure to the downside. So looking at what happened there, a typical smart money trader would take this place as a new range. But see what happened. Price still came back to 61.8 level. Even after this break. So this becomes like the new range. Now price still came back to this 61.8 level. This like the sixth one, right? This like the sixth one. So price broke structure with this swing. This becomes the new range. You would have been expecting that price to come back to this zone, which happens to be the fill of imbalance, looking at the consistent 61.8 that the price has been given. But price just came, the price didn't even tap 50, and then price dived more deeper. And then we begin to see the bearish move down to this place. So what happened here? Why did price suddenly, why these movements? Let's check. Okay, so the bearish move that we've been seeing since, they are just a swing on the weekly time frame. meaning price, the short buy we saw just happens to be the creation of a lower high on the weekly. Can you see why your lower time frame is your higher time frame bias is very, very important? Very, very important. Because you would have been thinking, okay, what's price doing here? What's happening? But then coming to the lower time frame, higher time frame, remember, you won't see this place. You won't see what happened there. But looking at the structure that has been forming, high, low, you should expect that price will create another high. And it's obvious where price comes back from. Imbalance. So price just came to filter the 50% of the imbalance and gave us a new low. So let's follow that bullish momentum, that bullish move that created new high. So high, low, broke structure to the upside, came back to create a new low. This becomes the new break of structure. Yeah. Broke structure here, came back to retest, I guess feeling or maybe just tapping the open of the imbalance, and their price gave another push to the upside from what I'm saying. Price gave another push to the upside and broke structure here. So this happens to be where the break of structure occurred. Where the break of structure occurred for the new string to the lower low. Are you guys understanding at all? Are you guys following me at all?
Yes, sir, we are.
Okay. So price broke this last lower low and gave us a kind of a break of structure. So let's see the range. We are back to our range, right? So price came here. Price didn't touch 50%. Price didn't touch 50% here, but price broke structure to the downside. Why did price turn back from here? Probably because of this breaker block. Probably because of this breaker block. And then this automatically becomes a new range. Funny but true. This is a daily time frame. So you can't joke with this short move. This short move, if you go to H1, is a very, very massive move. So this is a swing on its own. Short on the daily, but it's a swing. And then price there returns back to 50% or so. The same thing that happened there also happened there. Broke structure. So this happens to be the new swing. So why this sharp and bullish move? What happened here also happened here. Although this was a very, very massive and fast move. This was a very, very massive and fast move. But the price bought to create a new lower high. And then it's obvious from what happened here. Really obvious from what happened here. Price broke structure, came back to retest, broke structure again. And then price came here to create another lower high. To mitigate out of a large imbalance that happened here. I think 50%. Above 50%. About 50%. So what happened here? Let's see. High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. high, break of structure to the downside because price closed below here, created a new high, broke structure again to the downside, happens to be here. Broke structure, price broke structure up. This move again happened to create a new lower high. And I believe now you guys can see why we are looking to sell this guy. That's why AY was telling us yesterday that we should look out for sell. Why? Price came to create a lower low, created a new lower high. What validates this new lower high? You can see a break of structure here already. This shows that price is going according to plan. And then here also you can see a break of structure. So if you are looking for a buy now, the buy you are looking for is for few days. Maybe just to come to this cube and then you sell down. Personally, I'm looking to sell. I'm not looking to buy. So I will wait for this guy to retrace. And then I promise B5 that I will follow it down to break the zone. To break this zone. So wherever this guy retraces back to, we catch the move from there to this last lower low. Any question, any observation, any addition? Any observation, any question, any addition? You guys will not tell me that you didn't observe anything. I'm on daily.
No,
This is daily. This is daily, not 4 hours. This is daily. Although I was switching between H1, H4, daily and monthly. This is not
so sir,
any question.
what I would just ask is it that we can't find all those kind move on the 30 minutes or let's say 15 minutes?
Of course you can find, but let your bias be based on what your higher time frame is telling you. For example, now, if this guy retraces back to this zone, of course you can find your higher time frame for a buy, knowing fully well that this guy will surely buy back to retest. This guy just broke structure, it will surely buy back. So if you see a bullish price formation, why not? You can take it. Maybe on a lower time frame, you see a movement like this. See a movement like this, break of structure, and maybe a movement like this. Maybe on H1, of course, you should know what this guy wants to do. If you see something like this on maybe H1 or M30, on B5, with this explanation that we've done, you should know what this guy wants to do. This is a kind of evidence for a buy that this guy is going to either this cube or anywhere here. So if you see this formation on M30, M30, M15 or H1, why not? You can take it. What I'm just saying that I'm interested in the sell. I'm not interested in the buy because you can get clamped in this buy. You don't know where this guy wants to come from. We don't know. For example, look at the huge move that happened here. If this huge move wants to repeat itself here, then you know that it's going to take a long time before this guy continues to buy. You understand? So that's
Yes, sir.
just it.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any other? So let's say this guy now from here starts retracing. Where do we expect this guy to retrace to? Personally,
So,
I'm seeing this.
point of interest.
I'm seeing this as a pool. I'm seeing this as a pool, which price may likely come and take out. The price may come back to this cube, or this cube, or this cube. But this is the best place because of the imbalance, which I don't really think price may want to come back there now. Let's see what price wants to do. We understand.
So if you have like four buyers like that, sir,
Yeah.
so is it that you wait for distribution at that point of
Yes,
interest,
if you
or
if
you
you, if
just
you if
place
you
a
have
trade?
four biases, if you have four biases like this, number one, I'll first come and place my limit here. That one is sure. I'll place my limit here, number one. Then when price gets to this place, I will see what price wants to do in these zones. This is daily. Okay, this is H1. If I see like M15 evidence for a sell, I can risk it and take it. But this one will still be there. This one will still be there. Some people will wait. Even if price comes here, if price does not come here, they won't take it. If price comes here and turns back, it's fine. It means they are not supposed to take the trade. If price comes here and turns back, it's fine. It means they are not supposed to take it. If price comes here and turns back, it's fine. It means they are not supposed to take trade. But some people are aggressive in trading. They are conservative, but they are aggressive. The fact that I'm saying that they are aggressive doesn't mean they trade anyhow. Um, they are also involving their adopting risk management. For example, you can risk 1% of your account here and risk 0.5 here for all the trades that you want to catch here. If price takes you out here, price won't take you out here. If price takes you out here, then it shows that this guy on the weekly or daily is trying to change direction, which we don't see that happening now. Because even looking at the macro movement, this high, this low, this high, this low, price came back to create another high, and then price should give us another low. Price should definitely give us another low. Do we understand?
So
Any
Yes, sir.
other? I guess we don't have any other. Don't have any other. No observations too.
I just observed that that guy does not move deep down, just move back, especially if there is any smart money play around the 61%. So that's the only thing
Yeah.
I really got from there.
Let's also take note of that 61%. At least we can see a recurring move of retracement from 61%. So I think that's a very, very good observation. Especially if we have a breaker block or a cube or imbalance around that place, it would be wise to play it. Looking at the track record of this guy. Any other question, guy? Any other observation? In the absence of no other
Yeah,
observation.
yeah.
Good day, sir.
Oh, yes. Please, I joined late, but I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Do we really have to use Fibonacci?
Well, the purpose of using our Fibonacci number one is to determine our range, which you don't really need a Fibonacci to do. You can make use of your line charts to do that. But the Fibonacci levels are also important levels to watch out for. For example, while backtesting this guy, we realized that most of the reversals were happening at the 61.8 level. If you don't use your Fibonacci to determine your range, you won't get that observation. But we're able to get that observation because we use our Fibonacci to determine our range. Do you understand?
Yes,
So
sir.
it's
Yes.
not that it is your Fibonacci that gives you a trade idea. No, it's just different things. It's just Fibonacci helps you to determine your discount and premium zones. So it's fine if you can use it. Why not? It doesn't take anything from you. It doesn't take anything from your chart. It's just for you to activate it and just draw your thing, and then you'll be fine. I don't know if I answered your question, sir.
Yes, you did. You did. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So in the absence of no other observations and questions, I will be ending tonight's class. Thank you very much for joining. We'll continue again tomorrow by God's grace. Tomorrow we'll be looking at B1000. I think I'm having a limit on that guy. Tomorrow, I hope it plays out as planned, and if it doesn't, all well and good. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us tonight. See you tomorrow by God's grace. Wishing you a blessed and lovely night. Cheers.
Thank you, sir. You too have a great time.